I'm excited about this one, guys. One of my favorite Chinese dishes, Mongolian beef. Let's get it. All right, y'all. So I have about 8 ounces or so of this is ribeye steak that I had that I cut up myself thin. Had this actually in my freezer for a little while, and I needed to get it and cook it. So I just took it out the freezer, sliced it thin. And we're gonna make some Mongolian beef. Mongolian beef is actually one of my favorite Chinese dishes. It's basically this beef and a delicious sauce with onions. That's the way we normally get it around here. So that's basically what we're gonna do. What you wanna do to start, you wanna marinate your meat a little bit in some garlic powder. Now this is my version now, so I can't tell you verbatim that's how it's normally done, but this is how, my version is. So we have garlic powder, little onion powder. We're gonna use just a little bit of soy sauce to start. Just a little. You have to have about a teaspoon of cornstarch. That cornstarch is gonna help pull some of the moisture out the meat, and then when we fry it off, it's gonna help give it a nice crisp. And we're gonna add a little bit more cornstarch down the line, but we just wanna do that to our initial marinade. And then I wanna use a little bit of avocado oil. You can use vegetable oil as well. I'm just gonna use just a bump of avocado oil. If you don't have avocado, you can use vegetable canola, or olive oil. And what you want to do, you just want to take your meat and mix it all around in that cornstarch, your seasonings, and that soy sauce. Trying to make sure that all your pieces are coated really well. Nothing to it. And we're gonna put this in the fridge and we're gonna let it marinate for a couple hours. You wanna at least let it marinate for at least 1 hour, but the longer the better. All right, guys, so we're back. We've had this meat marinating. It's actually been marinating for about 8 hours. I had some running to do, so now we're gonna go ahead and start cooking. It is still, if you see, it's still got a lot of moisture on it, and that's what you want. You don't want it to, you want it to draw out some moisture, but you don't want it to become dry. So what we're going to do now, I'm actually going to take some more cornstarch, and we're going to kind of bread our steak with that cornstarch. Because when we fry it up, what we want to do, we want to get a crust on this meat. If you have Mongolian beef, it has kind of a crisp texture with the sauce coating it. So that's all we're going to do. And this cornstarch makes for a lighter crust as opposed to flour. So we're just going to go in and add in this cornstarch, and just give it a good toss. You want to, like I said, make sure that every piece is coated really well. And we're going to go into a scorching hot skillet with just a little bit of oil. That way we can kind of, to a certain degree, fry up this steak. Once we have this cornstarch and everything all over our steak, then we're going to go ahead and whip up our sauce real fast. That way, when we get started, it's going to go really fast, and it's not going to take very long for this to come together at all. That's looking good. As far as our sauce is concerned, what I have here is I have a half a cup of chicken stock that I've warmed up in the microwave. The reason I warmed it up in the microwave because we are going to be adding brown sugar to this, and I want it to dissolve fairly quickly. So I have a half a cup of chicken stock. And I'm going to go in with 3 heaping tablespoons of brown sugar. Mongolian beef is a sweeter dish. It's sweet with a little bit of heat. I'm going to actually go ahead and add in 4. So that's 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. We're going to go in with about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Then we're going to add a little bit of sambal. Now, if you don't, this is a spicy chili paste. Or if you don't have this, you can go ahead on and use sriracha, or you can use red pepper flakes just to add that little bit of a kick. But I'm going to add in a couple teaspoons of the sambal, and just give that a stir. All right. And we do want to add in just a smidge of cornstarch into there as well. a pinch. That's going to help thicken up the sauce. And you want to make sure that that cornstarch is broken down and well incorporated. That way, when you add it to your skillet and everything, you don't have any clumps and it begins to thicken up the way it's supposed to. We're also going to add a little bit of minced garlic and a little bit of ginger paste, but we're not going to add that to the sauce. We're going to add that to the skillet. Then I have some white onion here, and then we have some scallions. So let me go ahead on and get my skillet heated up, and we'll go ahead and start. I'm just going to add just a little bit of avocado oil. I like using avocado because it is a little healthier than vegetable oil canola, but it does have a high smoke point, a lot higher than your olive oil and coconut oil. So that's what we're going to use. And I just want to get this meat in here and allow it to fry. So I want to put it in here. It's kind of flat side down as best as I can. That way you can get it coated real well and make sure that you get, good contact with the bottom of your skillet and the meat. All right, guys, so now I'm going to start flipping some of the pieces over. If you can see that, has a nice crust on it. That's what we're looking for pretty much with all of our pieces. A nice golden brown color and pretty much a hard fry because we are going to add sauce to that. And you don't want this stuff to become super soggy when you add your sauce. Just like this piece here, you can see that nice crusty piece on there. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over the rest of our meat and just continue to get it fried up. And then, like I said, once we get it to the point we want it, we're going to pull it and then start over with the rest of our meat until we're done so we can move on to the next part of these cook. All right, y'all, that's our first batch. Again, you can see that pretty color, nice and brown on there. So we're just going to pull this and then we're going to start all over again and move on to our next batch. So y'all stick around. Let me go ahead and get this finished up, and then we're going to bring you guys back in. Like I said, it ain't going to take long. All right, y'all, we got all the meat done. Now we're going to go ahead on and do our veggies and get the sauce in there and just put everything together. So add in another tablespoon or so of the avocado oil. We're going to go in with our white onion. Let's begin to saute that up a little bit. It's not going to take long because we still want to have some nice texture and bite on our onions. But we just want to get a little bit of a char and caramelization on them. And like I said, we have this skillet running hot. So it's not going to take long to get that. All right. To that, we're going to go in and add about a tablespoon of minced garlic. We're going to add about a teaspoon or a teaspoon or so of ginger, a couple dashes of sesame seed oil, and mix everything up really good. We do not want that garlic to burn. Keep everything moving and rolling real good. Man, it smells so good. All right. Now, we're going to go in with our sauce that we made. Let's put all that in the pot. And allow it to do its thing for a few minutes. It's starting to caramelize already, which is what you want. And thicken up. That's why we added that cornstarch. And now we're going to go back in with our meat. Give everything a good toss. And just let this meat just come back up to temperature a little bit. Man, it smells good. Wish we had smell-o-vision, because you would definitely be, your mouth would be watering right now. The sauce is thickening up beautifully. And it's just about done, just about another minute or so, and we're gonna be ready to plate up and eat. I'm gonna add in just about all of our green onions. And we're just gonna save a few of them for garnish. Add those bad boys in. And a toss. Alrighty. And guys, this is it. This is ready to pull off. Let me turn this fire off. Look at that. Got my bowl. Look at that. Ooh. Perfect. Let's go ahead and make a plate. All right, guys, look at this. Look how good that looks. Woo. Smells good. I can't wait to taste it. We got some little rice here. Got a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning on the rice. And we're just going to go ahead and plate up. Nice big thick pieces of steak here. Again, we use ribeye. You're generally not going to use ribeye for a dish like this, but like I said, I had some in there and I needed to make sure that I got it done. So wipe that plate off. Look at that. Look at that. Let's go ahead and get a bite real quick. Get one last look at that plate there. God, it smells good. I know it's going to taste good. Nice piece of that steak. Wow. This right here is smack in on every level. The steak is super tender. It's just got the right amount of salt and sweet and then a little bit of heat from that sambal. I was probably going to add a little bit more red pepper to mine because I like mine super spicy. And we got kids, so I can't overdo it. But this recipe right here is amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. Make sure you give it a try. Let me know down below if you like Mongolian beef and if you're going to try this recipe. And if you do, make sure you get back to me because I know you're going to like it. Again, appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you hit the notification bell, share the video. And next time, guys, God bless you. We'll see you around.